Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the world of automation, a world that's, well, it's going to look totally different by 2026. We're going to break down the three big players so you can figure out exactly which one is right for you. And this right here is the big question in 2026. Seriously, it's not just about, connecting your favorite apps anymore. It's about choosing a fundamental philosophy for how you actually want to get work done. So here's the plan. We'll take a look at this new landscape. Meet our three contenders, that's Zapier, Make, and Lindy. Then we'll see how they handle a real-world task. And by the end, we'll break down how you can find your perfect automation style. All right, let's get into it. The core choice for 2026. And it's less about which tool you use and way more about your mindset. Are you building a system that just connects the dots? Or are you ready for something bigger, like intelligent delegation, handing off entire projects to an AI? The whole paradigm has shifted. We've moved way beyond those simple, if this happens, then that happens triggers. We're now in the era of goal-oriented automation. What does that mean? It means you can literally just describe an outcome you want, and an AI agent figures out all the steps to get there. It's a massive, massive shift. So first up, let's talk about the giant in the room, Zapier. If you've heard of automation, you've probably heard of them. And they're built on a really powerful but also super accessible idea that's just perfect for getting started fast. At its core, Zapier's whole world revolves around the Zap, and a Zap is basically a simple linear workflow. The best way to think of it is like a domino rally. One event happens, and it reliably, automatically kicks off the next step in the chain. Simple as that. So, what's the bottom line here? Well, Zapier is built for two things: speed and simplicity. You can go from having an idea to having a live automation in just a few minutes. It's incredibly accessible, especially if you're not super technical. And this number is its superpower. We're talking over 8,500 apps. If a tool exists online, there is a very good chance Zapier can connect to it. That gives it just this unmatched, broad reach in the market. Okay, now let's switch gears and move to Make, which offers a completely different kind of experience. This is for the person who loves a good flowchart, someone who wants to see exactly how everything connects. So instead of a simple list of steps like you get with Zapier, Make gives you this big visual canvas. You build what they call scenarios by literally dragging and dropping different modules and connecting them. This lets you design really intricate workflows with all sorts of branching paths and decision points. Now, what's really cool here is how this highlights Make's power for anyone who thinks like an architect. You get to handle complex logic, you can build in sophisticated error handling. It's a level of precision that simpler tools just can't match. And yeah, while it has fewer integrations in Zapier, we're talking over 2,000, those connections often offer way deeper control. It lets you really manipulate data in more sophisticated ways right inside your workflows. All right, now for a really fundamental shift, Lindy. See, Lindy isn't a workflow builder at all. It's an AI assistant. This is where we stop building the machine and we just tell the machine what to do. And this really illustrates the difference perfectly. With Lindy, you don't map out any logic. You just delegate the outcome you want in plain English. Seriously, just like you would with a human teammate. And it figures out the rest. So the key takeaway here is that Lindy is designed for teams who just want results without ever having to get into the weeds of automation logic. It's for people who think in terms of goals, not in terms of processes. Okay, so this table really just perfectly summarizes the three different philosophies, right? You've got Make's visual canvas for that deep control, Zapier's simple trigger action for pure speed, and Lindy's conversational AI for delegation. Let's see what that actually looks like in a real-world scenario. Okay, let's make this real. We're going to take a super common, everyday business task, scheduling a follow-up meeting after a sales call. How does each of these platforms handle it? With Zapier, the approach is exactly what you'd expect, a simple, reliable chain reaction. We'll set up a workflow where one event just reliably triggers the next step, and the next, and so on. See how clean and straightforward that is? The Zoom call ends, and boom, a whole cascade of simple admin tasks just fires off automatically. It's consistent, it's reliable, and it does that boring, busy work for you every single time. Okay, now with Make, we can get a bit fancier. We can build in some real intelligence and actually see the decision-making process unfold. And here's where the power of being the architect comes in. We can use a router to actually split the workflow based on the call's outcome. Did we win the deal? Great.
It goes down path A. Did we not? Okay, it goes down path B. This creates a much more sophisticated and tailored automation for different situations.
And then there's Lindy, where, well, we don't build anything at all. We just ask. I mean, the contrast is just stunning, right? You simply make a request in normal language, and the AI assistant handles the entire multi-step coordination process. It's checking calendars, proposing times, sending the invite, the whole shebang. So after seeing all of them in action, it's pretty clear the right choice really boils down to your team's preferred style. So which one are you? A connector, an architect, or a delegator? And this is pretty much the ultimate breakdown. Zapier is your connector if you just need instant, simple syncs. Make is your architect for designing those complex visual workflows. And Lindy is your delegator for handing off entire tasks to a smart AI assistant. And as these tools keep evolving, blending automation with true artificial intelligence, it leaves us with a pretty fascinating question about the future of work. Is your next hire even going to be human?